Xiaolongnü, Li Moqiu, Huang Rong. These are female characters many may remember as strong fighters in the history of Chinese fiction. Female representation in popular culture has raised various discussions in the past decade. Representation is important, and while everyone may have different expectations towards its manifestation, many of us can collectively agree that we want to see strong women that girls and fellow women can look up to as role models. In Return of the Condor Heroes, almost all the ladies in the series come packing in martial prowess and strong mental fortitude. First and foremost, the best part about female representation in the series is the depth and range of personalities the women of the series possess. Dragon Girl, also known as Xiaolongnü, is a capable fighter motivated by love. Huang Rong is a shrewd and skilled fighter who is focused on protecting her family, even if her actions may frustrate viewers and readers. Gongsun Lue may not be much of a fighter, but the selflessness and tenacity to protect Yang Guo are certainly exceptional. Of course, we have merely scratched the surface of a few female characters' roles in the series. It is precisely this varied depth of character of each woman which veers Return of the Condor Heroes from being yet another work that reduces female characters to two-dimensional prototypes, indistinguishable from one another. Each woman here has her own story, traits, and motivations. Perhaps one of the reasons why Return of the Condor Heroes remains so popular today might be the bevy of women who are constantly showing how good they are at their martial arts. Dragon Girl and Li Moqiu are undeniably competent fighters, while Huang Rong is known for both her skills and wit. When it comes to men of fortitude, Qiu Qianchi is an often overlooked character who really embodies this. Betrayed by her supposed husband and having had all her limbs broken, Qiu Qianchi may be an antagonist, but she is also impressive in her determination to protect her daughter and seek revenge against Gongsun Zhi. On a side note, Jing Yong also showcases a normalizing representation of disability that is not restricted to men. Jing Yong normalizes Qiu Qianchi as a character and is careful not to characterize her through her disability. Putting that at the forefront, it actually makes her a well-rounded character. And that representation isn't limited to heroes like Yang Guo, but also villains. Her disability isn't what makes her villainous. Disabilities in Return of the Condor Heroes don't define the identities of these characters as hero or villain. What makes her the antagonist is her cruelty and discarding of humanity for vengeance. There are more levels to unpack on Qiu Qianchi as an antagonist. While her disability has prevented her from escaping her predicament, she does not see herself as impaired in any way. Once she is removed from her disabling environment, she continues on her personal vendetta. In some sense, she could be seen as a survivor of abuse, much like Dragon Girl, though Qiu Qianchi ultimately succumbs to an abrupt death in her act of revenge. Comparatively, Dragon Girl spares her abuser and doesn't face the same fate as Qiu Qianchi. This leads us to wonder, what message is Jing Yong sending about these vengeful women? Another relevant character here is Li Moqiu. Rather than simply being an antagonist, she is a multi-dimensional character who exhibits realistic flaws, has a heart-wrenching villain origin story, and yet has an interesting soft spot for babies. Li Moqiu is mostly depicted as a vengeful and heartless fighter, yet at the same time, she shows a natural maternal instinct and mellow mercy and love for baby Guoxiang. For one, this duality shows character depth in her depiction as opposed to a stereotypical female antagonist who simply can't stand the main characters. However, comparing this to Qiu Qianchi's depiction, both women are considered villains, yet Jing Yong also characterizes them with a natural maternal instinct. Ultimately, both suffer a deadly demise as a result of their vengeance. It makes us wonder what the series is trying to say about what makes a woman a villain. While Return of the Condor Heroes does lend its female characters multidimensional characterizations, it may also villainize and punish the women who seek revenge. Another gripe is how romantic love seems to be the main motivation for most of the characters' actions. Dragon Girl fights for her love. Li Mocho's vengefulness is due to a scorned love, while Guofu's petty and almost antagonistic actions are said to be fueled by her unrequited crush. Likewise, many other female characters only have a place in the story because of their love for Yang Guo. It does leave us reaching for a bevy of strong female characters who aren't mostly attracted to the main hero or defined by him. Likewise, Dragon Girl may have had her standout moments chasing Yin Zhiping and picking up the dual-focus ability impressively quickly. However, it is undeniable that we would hope to see more of who our favorite female lead is outside of her relationship with Yang Guo. Ultimately, even though we can't be totally comfortable with some of the depictions of women and certain relationship dynamics, we acknowledge Jin Yong's attempt to empathize and express the full depth of female experiences and characters. Whether we are talking villains or protagonists, the series has certainly depicted a diverse, complex, and intriguing range of female characters, each one with an interesting backstory and depth in character depiction. In the male-dominated wuxia world, the series is probably one of the better examples where female characters are much more well thought out. Perhaps, we will only find more impressive girl power in contemporary, women-written xinxia works. But till then, Return of the Condor Heroes has definitely done a remarkable job with female representation. Know any wuxia series which really show girl power? Leave them in the comments below.